New videos every day.
This is Athena Jezik, and I have had a few emails come to me about lymphatic work and a lot of questions in that, and I do appreciate the emails that I've been getting. I've been able to direct people to therapists in their area, which has been a nice thing to do to help people out. So I'm doing a little bit of lymph work right now, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that I see, some of the conditions and maladies that I see where people benefit from having the lymphatic work done. I see many people that have had surgery right after surgery. There's a lot of things that go on after surgeries. There's the anesthesia, and there's healing that needs to happen. There's a lot of swelling as a general rule. A lot of times there's sutures or stitches that has fluid around them, and I have worked many mastectomies, lymph nodes when they've been somewhat removed. Some of that takes a little more work and a little more understanding, but for simpler things, being very careful to work the lymphatic into the points of drain have given the clients that I've worked incredible relief from a lot of the pressure that they experience from post-operative situations. There's always the swelling of the feet, the edema problems, which people oftentimes have. You don't ever want to get yourself into a pitting condition where, especially down in the legs or feet, where pitting is when you push your thumb in and you come out and you still see the print. It's still like embedded in there. There's still a little indentation. That's pitting, and the lymphatic fluid is quite gelatinous at that time. There's not a lot of flow when it gets into that condition. The lymphatic system is here for us to respect, and there's not a lot of understanding about the lymphatic system. More is coming into the understanding more recently because of the work of, I believe, of Dr. Bruno Chickley, because they used to remove people's lymph nodes in entire long chains of them. There's like a vessel, and then there's many nodes along that vessel. And the treatment, particularly when they would do that in some of the mastectomy cases of the past, they would remove a lot of lymph nodes and then treat it. When it would swell, they would treat it like it was a cardiac problem, and they would tighten down with very tight bands on the entire arm to try to squeeze things out. The problem that they were not understanding at that time is that the vessels and the nodes, the very track that the fluid needs to flow down, has been disrupted and it's gone. And so there's nowhere for this to go except for back into the interstitial fluid. It will kind of spill into that. So with that in mind, you can retract it. You can retract the lymph, take it over the watershed and doing all that, and get it to go into another node area. It takes a fair amount of work to do that, but it happens rather quickly. And then I'm also noticing more recently that women that do come in after having the mastectomies, they're removing maybe only one lymph node or maybe two lymph nodes, but they're not going and just ripping them out of there. So that's been an improvement in their techniques for that. But I have worked people that have had quite a bit of hardening after surgeries for that sort of thing. And they feel so much better after they get the work done because they're moving. They can feel flow in their body. The toxin is moving out of their body. Sometimes when there's surgery with a lot of anesthesia, after lymphatic work, especially if the therapist goes full gusto after something like that, a person can feel a little bit ill for a while because the liver is processing so much toxin through it. that it gives kind of that sick feeling. But it's a strange thing because it's a sick feeling, but yet it's not like getting sick feeling. It's a very uncomfortable sense, and it's not, you don't feel good and you need to rest. But there's something deeper in the knowing of it that it's really getting better, if that makes any sense. It's the healing crisis of getting well. All too often, healing crisis, people get freaked by it and they'll stop doing what they're doing to get well, which is a sad thing because you really have oftentimes to go through a little period of feeling like you're getting worse before you're getting better. It's the body getting rid of toxins primarily when that process is happening. With lymphatic drainage, the toxin removal just happens quicker because you're helping it along, you're helping manually move the fluid. Oftentimes, if there's a lot of swelling, maybe under the arm, it can cause numbing because it will press into nerves. So I have seen numbing problems down the hand be simply from full lymph nodes. Oftentimes, tight muscles that are quite restricted will come out and soften faster if some lymphatic work is applied to remove the fluid that's stuck in that tissue area. So that's another benefit of it. So my recommendation would be really for people to have lymphatic work done periodically, just to help the body. We're under such an assault with so many things right now. And we really need to be aware of that so that we can move the body into the way of health and keep it going in that direction. Even if we're getting older, which we all are, we can still have optimal bodies if we take care of them. Having to put up with sickness and illness is just because we're not paying attention to maintaining the body. This is also very, very good for the skin. It keeps the skin supple, keeps the skin soft. It keeps a glow to the skin. So when we move into preventative measures for health, which is much better than waiting until it's broken and then fixing it with a lot of chemical medications, which only complicates the problem more because that's toxin in the body. We begin to take care of ourselves in a before it happens way. We're going to find that we don't have the problems that seems to be so prevalent in society today. We don't really need this industry of health care services. We don't need all this stuff if we're allowed clean food, clean water, and just simple modalities to keep our systems going, a strong immune system, and we can be in an entirely different situation of how society is working. But there's an awful lot of money to be made in illness. There's an awful lot of money to be made in prescriptions. And in my opinion, it is a total travesty for industry to manipulate a person's health in order to profit. And that may not sit well with some of you out there. The truth is very hard to handle, and learning some of this stuff is even more difficult to take at times. But truly, if you're moving into wanting to have health and have health for your children, we've got to start looking at what we're told we need, what sort of medicines we're told to take, what sort of food we're told to eat. We need to pay attention to what they're doing to our water. We need to pay attention to what they're selling us on, like this bottled water scam. And we need to start to pay attention to things around us. Because if we don't, we're going to get into the situations that we find ourselves right now, which is a society that doesn't function well, a society that isn't healthy, a society that is just running around like rats, chasing their tail, when we have all this power and ability within us if we just tap into it. So with that, I'm not preaching to you. I am just telling you this is my opinion. This is what I have watched over the years, and this is what I'm absolutely sure of. Simple little measures like that can change so much. So thank you very much for your time. This is Athena Jezik. Please do rate the video.
Please subscribe to our channel, and you should also visit our new website. Because we have over 1,300 videos on our channel, I know it can be a little difficult to navigate and find the videos that you want to see. But if you visit us at psychetruth.net, you'll be able to find the videos you want to see and watch them there. So we encourage you to go to PsycheTruth next time you want to search for something, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.